Hello soul friends, this is Miriam. Welcome back to my channel. Today's pick a card reading is going to be all about what's their karma, or as I like to call it, what is their poetic justice. There are two different meanings there, and I won't lecture you like an English teacher. Just look up the differences between karma and poetic justice. Generally, when people want to know that or they say you're going to get your karma, usually that's poetic justice. That's just a little example. Okay, so remember, no matter your individual beliefs, tarot or oracle reading is your spirit guides coming forward to give you advice, or it's simply your subconscious mind helping you answer life's ponders. No matter how you look at that, it is healthy and you are in the right place. This is the deck we are going to use for clarification, so all of you will get cards out of this deck. It was gifted to me by Cosmic Eye Tarot. They are on Instagram, they are on Etsy. I will link them in the description box unless I totally completely forget. If I do, remind me and I'll put it in there. Okay, we have these guys. We're going to use a lot of oracle cards today, because I'm going to retire these cards for this season. And then we're also going to put some of these tarot cards into every one of your piles. Okay, and for that I shall live shuffle. So if you want to skip through this, I am going to timestamp it. And we'll see you for when you pick your reading. Bye-bye. Alright, we're just going to get your piles going, and then I'll decide how to situate them. Okay. Lots of cards. All right. Yeah. Geez. Group 1. Okay, group 2. You're getting a little stack as well. Why don't you all get a stack? I am not going to count these, so you guys are all going to have different ones. And you'll just have to hear me ramble if you end up with one of the longer ones. That's just the luck of the draw when you watch this channel, if you're new. Okay, we're also going to shuffle these. My goodness. Okay. Not that many on these guides. Come on now. Oof. Man, you guys really want to hear about what's happening with this person, huh? That's coming through for all of you. Whatever your reasons might be. Hey, I don't blame you. I also like poetic justice. What other ones did I grab? Okay, just the earth magic. Thank goodness, we're nearing the end here. I see you. Fine. Okay. Little Luna. That's my cat. All right, I'm going to pause and organize these into something pretty with some rocks, and then we'll see you in a bit. Bye-bye. Okay, here we go. So, group 1, let's give you mustard heart for group 1. Group 2, let's give you yellow rock. If you've ever watched our channel, you'll know that I love yellow rock, a gift from Lisa, and we just put it on here and We'll let you choose yellow rock if you want yellow rock. All right. Group 3, the bee. There we go. And group 4, raw citrine rock. There's not a name for that one. It's just raw citrine. All right. Go ahead and pause if you need. We will see you in your individual readings. Bye. Hello, group 1. So let's go ahead and take a look at what your person's karma or poetic justice is going to be. Whether that's something headed their way or something they're already in, as well as what your situations and circumstances might be. That's all going to be found in these first cards. We'll just kind of play it by ear, though. We have a lot of cards here. So we're going to start with your tarot. And you got a bunch. Probably more than anyone else. Lucky group 1. Oof, the tower. I've got grape. And we all know what everybody says grape for on the internet now. So that even sounds worse. Like I can't, oh my. Isn't it funny how words change? Boys and girls. Ooh, on that awkward note, let's go ahead and pause so I answer this client. Okay, so breakup vibes, definitely. And if it's not a romantic breakup, it's like something fell apart either between you and this person, or like they caused something to fall apart for you is coming through. So I can understand why you're wanting to know, what's going to happen to them for that. I'm getting a very, very strong, wanting that justice, wanting to see it, not just wanting to hear about it, but like wanting to see it, or just wanting to be very aware when it happens, if it happens. Because to think of them getting away with what they've done to you is like inexcusable is coming through. But I'm also seeing that you're all still upright, regardless of what fell apart. Your guides are kind of coming in with an affirmation of like, even though it was painful and it wouldn't have fallen apart without that person interfering, it's part of your divine path that it fell apart in some way. Not to say that things can't be rectified in some way. We haven't gotten that far yet. And maybe they can't. I haven't gotten that far yet. Okay. But it's like, you're on your divine path, that this was something that needed to happen to move you forward in some other area of your life. You're on a new adventure, as they say. That's definitely coming in. I feel like those of you who are watching this may already be aware of that. Some of you might need to hear it. Let's just keep moving on and see who else comes in, or if they just elaborate on this. I feel like loss of job or loss of relationship. Something really, really important was like taken away from you, and like it can't go back. Like even if you could go back, you wouldn't go back because of the severity of what happened. That's coming through. It's very windy, and if I said that out loud, it's partial apology if you can hear it. And it's also possibly a message for someone. Okay. 3 of Pentacles. There's that work vibe. Yeah, this could have been someone, if you worked together, it was like you were very bonded. There's 3 people, so I feel like for some of you, the destruction came about because of a third-party situation. I don't think I will go into in depth on whether or not, like, on who cheated on who. Like, client. Be right back. Oh my goodness, that was a long call. Okay. Where was I? Come back, guides, for group number 1. Come on back. Okay, yes. So some of you, this was about like a job situation. And then I was saying that some of you, it was a third-party situation, whether you were the third party or somebody else was a third party to your relationship. I said I wasn't going to get into that. I was just going to be like, if you know, you know, and then the phone rang. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm on fire. Okay. That never happens. Watch some of my old videos to see how it doesn't happen like that. It's funny, at the very least. We have Page of Pentacles. Okay, hang on. Oh my gosh, my cats are over here. Just being menaces. There's one named Sullivan. He has the zoomies. And he's starting something. Hang on. Okay. Give me that look. My cat's being a menace. So anyway, not to me, but to another cat. What's that? What sort of message is that for you guys? I'm not sure. Maybe you do. Maybe there's been a spat. Like a verbal spat. Maybe for some of you, maybe it even came to blows. I don't know. I don't know how you like to squabble with people, you know? If you like to have little Irish discussions. I'm Irish, so I can say that. Anyway, I was trying to lighten up the mood. Some of you, this might have been a money situation. Like, I'm seeing that work vibe. I'm seeing the third party vibe. But it's like, I feel this energy that, again, going along with that feeling of going forward regardless of what was lost. That is coming through strong. So I feel like that's a very, very strong indication that that's where you feel you are right now, a lot of you. And if you don't feel that way, your guides are telling you that you should feel that way, or that you eventually will feel that way if you let yourself realize that, you know, sometimes things come to an end, you know, painful as it may be. Even if it goes back to a certain way with somebody, it won't be like it was before. And like, you know, that deep down that just keeps coming through. And the same thing with career. Boy, howdy, can I relate? Also, you know, pentacles are about health. And if I'm relating, you know, I had to leave a career because of health reasons. So that might be something that happened to some of you. And maybe you feel like there wasn't enough understanding, or somebody really did you dirty because you were ill. And so like they snuck underneath you in some way. Yeesh, I hope not. But that did come through. Okay, so my goodness. Like, I'm like petting the table, like patting you on the back. I'm so sorry. Okay, yeah, 4 of Cups. I feel like it's been hard to even see the good around you. Like, maybe some of you already found like a better job, but you're still kind of brooding over the way you were treated at your last one. Or same thing with couples in some way. Or like feeling like you can't enjoy someone new because you were the third party, and there's like maybe guilt over how it ended with that person. That's also coming through. But like, regardless of like if you were the person who cheated or had like a third party situation, let's just call it, you know, because there's all sorts of shades of gray, right? Somehow you still feel like that person did something to kind of really blow up part of your life. That's coming through. See how with these, like those two are like more put together, and then this one's a little bit sloppier. That also has that third party energy of like, you know, the third person coming in, and whether they meant to or not, it kind of throws this messy atmosphere onto, you know, what might have been an okay situation. It also, you know, and that might be how some of you are feeling, like if somebody was the third party, like they kind of came in and wrecked your relationship with somebody, it feels like that's coming through. So just take whatever I'm saying resonates with whoever it resonates with. I'm feeling a lot of different little key differences in the situations from career to relationship issues. With career people, that messiness feels like like they messed around with your finances. There's like this bag of money on the ground, or this rock, you know, on the ground, that money spilled out of it, and he doesn't see it. You know, he's moving forward maybe without it, without seeing it. Does that make sense? That's coming through to me. And so it feels like maybe you lost money, or you didn't see, and you missed an opportunity. That's also coming through. This is all just telling you if you're in the right pile still. There's a lot coming through. Okay. 4 of Wands. Nope, 5 of Wands. Big difference between those two. See how the cats are all kind of hissy with each other? And then the people are also hissy with each other. Yeah, this was a disruption to your life. I feel like there were like people taking sides. Like taking sides at the job, taking sides with the breakup. Like they got way too involved in your business is coming through. Angry words were spoken. And they're like words that you hear echoing through your head, some of you. Yeah, and you feel like, what the heck? Yeah, I get that. You feel like strung out. You feel, blindsided, betrayed, burnt out. Some of you are like, you know what? I'm not just bagging on love. I don't feel like friendship exists either. That's coming through. What movie is that from? Help me out, movie watchers. Or watch some movies and help me out. One of those two things has to happen. I'm just going to keep asking. It's so awkward, isn't it? Okay. Moving on. Yeah. Feeling oppressed, feeling trapped, feeling betrayed. Infidelity vibes are coming in strong with the Devil card there as well. There's also that money thing again. Feeling duped out of your money somehow. Like maybe if you were like in a breakup, maybe they got part of your, part of more than what you thought they deserved in like the settlement. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe some of you are having to pay like alimony or palimony and you're just like, this isn't fair. I'm not even the one that was the reason we broke up. That kind of energy. Or I'm not the one that ruined everything. That's coming through. King of Pentacles. Okay. And 6 of Pentacles. Okay. And then we get a glimpse of hope. So if that's the situations that you were in, that's what came through. So we'll go ahead and stick with that. Other guides, if you came in, go ahead and step out for maybe the next pile or, the next reading. And we'll just try to get to you or have somebody call me. Anyway. Some of you feel like this person, treated you like you were this, abundant, oh, they've got plenty of money, they can afford it. That kind of stuff is coming through for some of you. So some more confirmation that you're in the right group if that's speaking to you in some way. And then some hope is your guides are showing that in some way balance is going to be restored to you. Someone is going to give something to you in some way, whether that's physically or, metaphorically. It could even be physically, health, or it just feels like very much like a second chance or a celebration. He's got his cake and his wine and his dog and his little cow. Right? Okay. So anyway, some of you out there call cows cow. Is that why that came through? Or is that just me being silly? Let's look at some overall energy for you. I think we've got our situations. So if that didn't fit with anything that you were, reading for and you're still magically still here, try another pile. We'll see if we can snag you in the next one. Okay. So here is the avocado dragon with patience. I'll just zoom in on looks like moon energy. And notice how full the moon is. The moon being full is drawing stuff into you or drawing stuff towards you. But also, looks like those are ladybugs, aren't they? Yellow ones? You might want to look up yellow ladybugs. Oh, there's 3 of them. Look up yellow ladybugs and tell me. Those look kind of like daffodils, but they're white. I'm not sure about flowers. But it's all about patience and avocados. Some of you just might really like avocados. Your guides are showing that some of you have been patient in the way that you've dealt with this betrayal that you feel. But I feel like you're not done fighting, some of you. There's still more to come, it feels like. Interesting. Okay. We also have celebration with the strawberry dragon, where we were talking about that celebratory feeling and feeling like things were back in balance. I'm going to stick that right there. It also is very sweet. Strawberries are sweet. There's also a bee, which is about sweetness whenever I'm reading. It kind of looks like it's got little like chicken feet. How cute. Some of you might live in a foggy place, or it's been foggy where you are lately. But yeah, you celebrating that feeling of healing and having balance again is coming through as a little peach dragon, vulnerable. Okay. Let's go ahead and put that there, and we'll get to it in just a minute. And squash dragon with opinions. See how it's got its little back and its little eyes up, like, I roll, I'm out of here. Like, they're saying to squash those opinions of other people is coming into my mind. Okay, and this butterfly, like, transforming into whatever you are onto next. We were talking about that before with the Tower card. Okay. And they're saying to feel vulnerable. You've been patient because you've been waiting to see justice done in some way. I feel like the celebration coming through is that you are going to somehow get to see their fall if you haven't already. You're going to see them get theirs in some way. I feel like that is a confirmation for some of you. Interesting. So good news for those of you that wanted to see that, right? Let's go ahead. Yeah, turn your back on stupid opinions that have nothing to do with you and what you're going through. You owe no explanations. Let yourself cry for any hurt feelings that you did get along the way. That is coming through. And if it's coming through, it's important, because I know we're just trying to read on how they're doing. But this is also coming through that person might be feeling somewhat vulnerable in some way. So, like, for example, and this isn't going to be for everybody, but just an example of what I mean. It's like if a person cheats, right? And then they go off with the person they cheated with. And they constantly worry about that person cheating because of what they did before. They're like, it was so easy to lie, and now I worry about you doing it. You know, that kind of feeling is, you know what I mean? That's the vulnerability that they feel like getting called on their shiz. You know what I'm saying? Autumn equinox release. Yes. Your guides are trying to say that, like, they're going to get theirs. And I think you're going to get to see it. So they're saying to release that, like, need, like, this better happen. This better happen. Like, because they're like, oh, it's happening kind of situation. You're going to hear about it is what they seem to be saying. So ground yourself and grow into the new person you're supposed to be becoming. That's coming through. In some cases, be the bigger person. That might be relevant to someone here. But, you know, and I think that just means, like, you know, not kicking them while they're down, because I think you're going to get to see their downfall, honestly. That's coming through nice and strong, and I know that's what most people that would watch a video like this is probably hoping for, I would say. You know, if you were hoping they were going to be happy, and, you know, they might be happy later, but they're in some way going to pay. I don't know if I want to say they want to pay for what they did, but it's like, because of what they did, something else is going to come around that's going to make you feel like the score was evened in some way. Like, someone will find out a truth that they didn't tell them, or realize that they were lying about something along those lines. Earth magic. Yeah, ground yourself. Remember, we were talking about grounding. I'll put that next to the tree. Affirmations for acceptance. Yeah, like, that's part of release. Accepting however this is going to play out, right? And just letting the chips fall where they may. Like, your guides have already kind of, like, reassured you that you should be pleased with the outcome. And give into passion. Yeah, follow your own, that back to that page of wands, that feeling of you're on a new adventure. You're starting out on something new. So, you know, travel forward with that in mind. Okay, let's get some overall energy just on maybe what's going to happen to their person specifically, if you can give us a little bit of hints towards that, Spirit, with these last cards. Knight of Pentacles. I'm going to get all of them before I opine. Three of Cups. Okay. Four of Cups. Okay. And Page of Cups. Okay. So those of you that this is about career, like, because you're not there, if you're, oh dear, hold that thought. Okay, where was I? Sorry. All right, I feel like somebody that, you know, did you wrong with it, like in the workplace, like you slowed them down by not being there. Like and like if they, you know, threw you over someone else, it's actually going to take them longer to find the love of their life now. You know, that kind of energy is coming through. I won't go into too many other details. Like, it's just in some way you being messed over by them has slowed them down in some capacity. There's just no denying it. Sorry, I'm drinking soda. So if you can hear it fizzing because I've got my earbuds in, I apologize. It might be better than the clackety clack of my ceiling fan that you might see flashes of down here. Okay, anyhow, some of them wanted this to be like a celebration time for them, but they're actually feeling more like they may have messed up or missed out on something. Like maybe the move they made was not correct is coming through. And some of them might try to like get back in friendly with you in some way. That is also coming through. So if you're like, no effing way, then just tell them so when they show up. You could do a cord cutting ritual beforehand if you want. Give me a call, teach you how to do that. I have a few little extra magic tricks on how to do it that's a little more effective than the average run-of-the-mill explanation that I've found online. So just stuff that I've tested out myself. Uh-oh. My goodness. Okay. Yeah, they might be coming back in to try to get in chummy with you again in some way. They're going to have various reasons for why they want to do that. Let's find out what they are, just in general, please, Spirit. Oh, to ease their conscience or to help them sleep better at night is coming through. Jeez. No wonder you are like, oh, there's the Page of Wands again. Your guys want to remind you, like, I felt that anger flash up for a lot of you. Like, yeah, you have no idea what they did, Miriam. You have no idea. I don't. I mean, I do, but, you know, I can feel that energy of, you know, the individual situations that are coming in as like, they should have trouble sleeping at night for what they did. I think they do have trouble sleeping at night because of what they did. And I guess I didn't realize the gravity of it until that moment. And I get it. And your guides felt that anger like flash up, and I totally get that too. And they said to remind you, you're on a new adventure. This is in the past. You're going to move forward. They're worse off without you. That is definitely coming through. Let's get just whatever else your guides want to say about this situation. Page of Pentacles. They say definitely not to trust them if they swear up and down they're never going to cheat again, for those of you that got cheated on, okay? What else with this one? If the place tries to hire you back, they're saying don't go. You know, those types of situations are coming. That's something better and new is going to open up for you with that Ace of Pentacles, which is a very, very benevolent card to get. It's all about luck and a new beginning. And so with that, I'm going to leave you. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box. Thank you, my friends. See you next time. Bye. Okay, group 2. So if you picked Yellow Rock, actually, I was wrong. This wasn't from Lisa. This came in a set of crystals. I think that I ordered like a surprise set or something. I don't remember. I don't even remember what kind of rock it is. It's very strange looking. I've never seen one like it before or since, and so I just call it Yellow Rock. It's like its name. Okay. So we're just gonna back this on up and put that there. Well, let's find out about your situations with these tarot cards first. Make sure you're in the right pile about what your situation was leading up to this person and why you want to see what their karma or poetic justice is. We have King of Swords. Interesting. I'm going to go forward before I discuss each one. King of Cups. Interesting. Glad I waited. Three of Swords. Okay. Two of Cups. Two of Swords. And Ace of Swords. Okay. For some of you, you might want to watch group one because there was a third party situation in there as well. I'm feeling right off the bat like some kind of third party situation. But in this particular case, like you lost them both, maybe. That might be coming through. Like even if that means like you had one right before and something happened and you had one right after and something else happened and you're just like, why? Kind of feeling like one right after the other is what I mean. Like maybe not that you were necessarily seeing two people at once. But I think maybe some of you were, or some of you were with somebody and they had two different people with them. Don't worry about genders. One is like an emotional thing. One is a verbal or mental situation. In some cases, the people are represented by somebody who you relied on that was a very strong emotional like support to you, and this one was like a really good communicator. Interesting. Lots of different feelings coming through. They feel different from group one, but like I said, there was third party situations in that one as well. So you never know. There might be a little message in there for you. And now you don't know how to get here. So what's their karma or what's happening there? It definitely feels like they both betrayed you in some way. And that like broke your heart. And now you don't know how to trust anybody to like find somebody new. That's what's coming through. There we go. Blah. That was hard to articulate for some reason. Okay. Anyway. It's like you don't know where to even look. And your guides are saying that at this time you just need to be true to yourself. Is coming through. And that might be why like nobody new is materializing yet, right? And so this is just finding out if you're in the right pile. The pain that you feel makes you want to just move faster to get to what you thought you were maybe going to get from one of these options or both of those options. And if it's not like people options or romance options, I mean, it could be something else that was emotionally important to you, something that was important to you as far as like something you earned or something you strategically had to work hard for. You know, those kinds of feelings are coming through. Like lots of upset feelings on your part. And I'm not saying you're not justified. I'm feeling like there's some kind of like, yeah, like you did dirty in some way. And you're just not sure where to move forward next. You know, you'd like to get to this point you thought you had gotten to this point in some way, like a good partnership, something you could trust, got ruined or taken away from you, which also kind of goes along with the group 1 narrative. But yeah, it's like time to move forward, time to move up into something new, you know, to grasp your true destiny is also coming in. And your guides are saying that that it doesn't matter that you can't see where you're going, right? She still hit the bullseye even though she doesn't have her blindfold off. Did you notice that? So they're saying, like, it doesn't matter if you can't see your way forward, that you're going to make a hit, that you're going to, you know, find something honest, true, and good to sort of rebuild on what you've lost back here. Okay, so that's the situations that I see you in and some little advice that they had for you. Let's also see what is going on with your situations and what sort of things are happening with your person. And then we'll get into more of that too with more tarot. So we've got lots to, as they say, unpack here. Honeydew Dragon, Gratitude. Okay. Your guides are... This is another message to you guys from your guides. I'm sorry, I know I'm trying to look at their karma, but they're saying that to focus on what you have to be grateful for at this time, because there are like more things than you probably feel right now, or that you're not using as supports right now that you can. So they're just kind of gently reminding you about that. For some of you, this person or people in your past, you know, that you're wondering about their karma, they could be realizing that they should have been more grateful for you. That's also coming through. Tomato Dragon Shine. Some of your people are out there kind of trying to look like they're at their happiest, and that might be why you're looking at, like, when is something bad going to happen to them? All I see is good news from them. That might be some BS. They might be fluffing you up there a little bit. You know, not being quite honest about how they actually are doing or how they actually feel. It's like shining on people is kind of coming through there, trying to make themselves look shiny and new, even though they don't feel like they are, maybe. Or feeling like it's their time to shine. It's all about them, you know, kind of thing. Raspberry Dragon Kindness. I feel like this is connected to this one here. Interesting. So we have Kiwi Dragon Fertile and Raspberry Dragon with Kindness. See how it's looking back over its shoulder? It's almost like whoever did you dirty is still looking back going, did I make the right decision? Or I really at least want them to think that I look really good, because they're realizing that you're like more kind than they are. And then the more fertile. I'm not sure if it was a third party thing. Could be that they, you know, chose somebody over you and they wanted kids, and this person maybe can't provide those to them. And that's a really specific detail, but I mean, that's, or like fertile with ideas, fertile with, you know, you're so kind, you'll always be able to start over, like fertile with new ability to adapt with change and become something better, even, you know, with or without them kind of feeling. Sullivan just said hi, one of my cats. You probably didn't hear him, but that's always a good indication of luck coming your way. Okay, let's get you some more Oracle. Breach with Whale. I feel like this person got kind of big for their britches, and like it's going to come back on them in some way. Like, much like if you were to mess around with a whale, it's much bigger than you. It could simply just flip over and drown you. You know, that's kind of coming in. Somebody might come in and breach their life, breach their information. Something might happen Like a data breach even is coming through in some way. Or like somebody ending up posting something very, you know, cancel worthy on them and you get to see it. That could be coming through. Or just them being, you know, halted in some way on their like confident stride. Compassion and love. Your guys are really preaching this compassion and kindness thing with you. I think you're going to end up looking more compassionate than they do to other people. Or at the very least, you'll feel that they recognize that you were more compassionate than they were. That they'll, regardless of how they acted, like have now realized in some way that you were more compassionate than them. And that might be hard for them to admit those kinds of things. Speak your mind. I feel like this very strong, like, yeah, if they come slinking back into your life in some way or people ask you about it, just speak from, yeah, just say what you need to say. It looks like it'll be well received. Water magic. That's very cleansing. So if you do practice magic, check out some water magic. That might be some relevant stuff in there that your guys want you to try. Or go for a swim. Or, you know, throw a penny into a wishing well. Whatever makes you feel good. Take a healing bath or whatever. Okay, adopt a little fish. I don't know. Ooh, joy and delight. Okay. So now we're going to get into, I feel like they gave you a lot of advice and we're still trying to get to the karma of your person. That happened with the last group. We're going to get to these and look at exactly what's going to happen to them. So this one is burning my hand. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords in reverse. Interesting how your guys showed you this advice card and it was in the upright position, the Ace of Swords. And your person, when we're really digging deep into what's their outcome here for what they've done, you know, what's going to be the cause and effect of what they've caused people, right? What's going to come back on them, etc. We see this in reverse. Like, I get that sensation a lot with third-party situations where if someone cheats, they kind of worry about getting cheated on for the rest of their life. That's coming through. But also just that, you know, they just like can't help but be a hypocrite about worrying about getting done the same way they've done you. So regardless if this was romantic or like some other situation that I didn't quite specify, you know, I'm seeing this overwhelming thing of like they're going to get theirs in some way. At the very least, it's going to be constantly on their mind that it could happen that way. And that's going to kind of drive them a little bit nuts and kind of steal their peace a little bit. Or a lot. Ace of Cups. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I see. Okay. Page of Pentacles. Yeah, they're showing the other part because of their behavior, and this is part of why they wrecked things with some of you. Like, in general, they're talking about how they could have like the best thing in the world, but they're constantly weighing options of, oh, maybe I should be over here, or maybe I should be doing this. Maybe I should be doing that. Maybe it would be better if we hired new employees. Maybe it would be better if we pushed all these old guys out, you know, because they're outdated or whatever. Stuff like that is coming through. And so they weigh their options and then they end up wasting time, taking too long, making a decision, and they lose something that's important to them. That's something that they're going to repeat. It's not something that they're just going to like be able to stop doing. Yeah. So like if this was a cheating situation or a betrayal situation where they, you know, went behind your back in some way, they're going to do it again. They're not going to, you know, with somebody else, because I feel like most of you are like out of the picture. You know, a lot of them are going to maybe end up alone because they finally get found out by enough people, or their welcome wears a little bit thin. I don't feel like you guys are going to hear from them anytime soon. But people do have a tendency to try to circle back. So I can never make a full-on guarantee that they're not going to swing back around in some capacity, or that you won't bump into each other. But they're currently not intending on contacting you, yeah. It feels like your guys are saying it's time to just move forward. And luckily, they shouldn't be bothering you or trying to come back and disrupt your peace at this time. Your guides are showing you have all the tools to make it forward. They're also showing with them that they're going to continue to try to manipulate those people around them in some way to double, no, what do you call it? You know, go behind people's backs. Yeah, you're better off being on your own rather than be surrounded by any type of energy like that. And yeah, they just miss out on what's important in life in some way. Whether that was, you know, taking care of you in a professional way or in a romantic way. It's just, you know, I feel like you know what I'm talking about when I say these things. Yeah, you're like, I'm fine. Like, and your guys are saying you're going to be fine and you're going to look great to them. They're going to feel like you're doing better than they are if that's important to you. And follow your intuition or whatever you're intuitively feeling about this or intuitively hoping about this. Usually when I get this card, it means that that is correct, that is something that you're reading correctly at this time. And with that, I shall leave you. If this is helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box. My friends, we'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye. Hello, group 3. So if you picked the B, let's go ahead and get into your reading all about what's their karma. So the way it's been working out is all of these ended up being like, are you in the right pile? And advice from your guides on like where you're at and where you're headed emotionally. And then all the way up here was where we ended up getting into the details on what's happening with that person. So it might happen differently with you. I'm just like going to tell you a little bit ahead of time to be patient if it's not quite getting there as fast, because that happened in the last 2 piles each and I felt bad. Okay, let's take a look. 4 of Wands. Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Cups. The Star. Knight of Cups. Page of Cups. My goodness. Five of Cups and the Emperor. Okay, let's go through these one at a time, shall we? Set those aside for a moment. I'm feeling like those of you that are in this pile that you are upset with somebody. There's a couple of different things that are coming in. It's like a breakup situation where somebody kind of like left you, immediately married somebody else, have this whole brand new cool life. They're so in love. She's like their star, or he's like their star, you know, like proposed right away, or seems to be offering them the world. And they also seem to be like really good friends. And it makes you feel like, why do they get to have all that cool stuff when they're the one that betrayed me? Kind of energy is coming in. Okay. And then this is an advice card. The other thing that's coming through is a sibling thing. Something along the lines of, and there's more after this one. There's another scenario after this. So hang in there with me. Sibling thing where your sibling is constantly celebrated more than you. They're given more important things, or like given preference over you with like your parents' money even in some cases. or they're just better off financially, it feels like. They might be luckier in love in some way, or it's just like everybody loves them more. They're the star of the show all the time. They get all the opportunities just handed to them, right? And in some cases, they even still want to be like your friend, right? In some way, or at least that's what they're playing it off as, it feels like. And this makes you feel like you can't focus on anything good that's happening in your life. Everything that's great in your life gets diminished by these people that are constantly comparing you, possibly. And then this is your advice. Anything else coming through with this spread here? Yes, there was one more. Oh, shnikes. What was it? There was something else coming through. I thought there was 3. Something to do with somebody professionally. Yes, somebody professionally is being celebrated more than you, getting offered things that you're not being offered. Everybody seems to love them more. They're the star. They have all the opportunities handed to them. And in this case, it feels like they... Oh, and I feel like for some of you in this case as well, with the romance, that maybe that other person that they're like leaving you for, like, wants to be friends with you and just be like, oh, it all happened for the best. And you're like, I'm not even over this, Samantha. You know, that kind of feeling. Or Bob, whatever, you know. And then there's just that overall feeling of loss. And your guide's trying to desperately show you that there's still good things coming for you. It's just that right now, emotionally, this is all you can see right now, and with good reason. Like, all 3 of those situations are very painful, okay? Your guides are also trying to urge you into this idea that sometimes your lone self is your best self in some way, in a way of making some kind of progress forward. Maybe some of you are going to get a dog and you're like, this is the only friend I need. Some of you might have a cat and you're like, this is the only friend I need. Your guides are saying to use them as a support in some small way, if that's helpful to some of you. Okay. Let's look. I think those are the situations that I see. That professional thing, the siblings, and the romance. Remember who you are, because I don't want to get all crazy trying to remember each one myself. Okay, let's go ahead and go forward. Defense, dragon fruit, dragon. Okay. Yeah, some of you feel a little prickly. Like I said, I feel like you have good reason to feel that way because of the way things have, like, turned out. You know, like, I don't feel like it's petty of you to feel prickly at this time. I get it. Part of you kind of wants to withdraw from everyone around you a little bit to kind of assume some of that independent energy, because it's like, what good is it having these people around for, or this person? Setting boundaries, garlic dragon. Some of you are like, I've learned from my mistakes with this person. I'm moving forward and just setting strong boundaries from now. Or if they come traipsing back into your life somehow or trying to be your friend, you're just going to have strong boundaries with them. I don't see you being tactless or anything yet. I feel like you can do it in a good way, like a tactful and classy way. Uh-oh. Okay. I was just going to say that some of you are having to put up boundaries with people who are acting very childish. That's definitely coming through. And no wonder you're like, ugh. Like, I know childish behavior from adults is rough. And I feel that, especially if it's the sibling thing. It's like, can't we be adults? Do we have to do the kid thing forever? I feel like some of you, that's been going on with them for years. You know, with your parents, like, favoring them. and things always working out for them. Like, I feel like also, like, they kind of scapegoat you a little bit, the sibling crowd. And that's part of what you're setting your boundaries up with. Or for, I should say, setting your boundaries up for why you're setting up your boundaries. There we go. Is because you're the one that has to be the adult all the time. And I feel like, I know that's not fair, but that's kind of just like where you're at. That's what's coming through. Because I feel like, yeah, the other party is very childish. For those of you that are in the romance group, I feel like you also have to set boundaries with some childish behavior from like your exes, from maybe their significant other, depending on the situation. And then the job people, I feel like it's this really toxic, immature people in charge of you that are like less mature than you, which is always rough. There's like never like a good way to get through something like that. It's just hard. I really hope you can still see it's getting very dark. Okay. Realign. Cantaloupe dragon. Yeah, your guides are telling yourself just to, just set your boundaries, realign yourself with your strength. See how it's like staring that one down? And he's kind of looking away from it. And this one's kind of doing the same thing, like shielding him with their wings. I feel like you're going to own this pretty well. Resilience. There we go. More confirmation there. Okay. Let's see what other advice your guides have before we move on to what their outcome and karma and poetic justice is going to be. Okay. Ancestors. Rebirth, spring equinox. And stillness, lake. Okay. Your ancestors are saying they have your back in some way through this time of, what do you want to say? Through this time of just, I mean, it's a trial. I feel that. It's just been a trying time. Especially with the, thank you. With the siblings, it's like your ancestors are saying, like, you are special too. You're just as special as that other one. They're just not being balanced with how they're showing their affection to their children. Kind of energy is coming through. That life isn't equal with the two of you on how things are, on where you're at these points in your lives. And there's a reason for that too. And they're showing that it's never too late to change your course, and it's never too late to embrace something about yourself and move forward with that. And there's nothing wrong with finding that stillness within yourself. And I find that that's also coming through, that you guys are saying that your anger and your feelings, it's going to simmer down. Like, it's not excusing what anybody did, but it's just like you're going to relax a little. With your romance people, your ancestors are saying that this isn't, possibly that person wasn't the person to go forward with you, that there's like a new beginning coming, and to just find stillness as you head towards that. Same thing with jobs. There might be a better job waiting for you, or a better situation coming towards you. So I feel that be still and know kind of sensation of like, your creator is going to take care of you. Your guides are going to take care of you is coming through. Oh my. Almost Nikki, but not quite. Rebirth, reinvention. What? You saw me life shuffle these. Just saying. JS. Learn from life. Yeah, and go with the flow of life, right? Connect with Gaia. Ground yourself. I've been feeling that, like them telling you to ground your energy. Okay. So now let's see. Now you've got your advice and your situations. Let's see what the karma is for your people. have the Three of Wands, the Nine of Wands, Temperance, Eight of Pentacles, Four of Wands again, Queen of Pentacles, and Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So the main karma or, outcome that I'm seeing coming for them is it's like across the board with the people that we're dealing with in all the situations, is it's like they are giving me the air that they don't ever really relax into the blessings that they have. Like they're always constantly like, even if they do get more favor from your parents, like they still are acting like they have to fight for it all the time, even though that's not necessarily the case. They feel like they're always waiting longer for something to pay off for them, for recognition to be bestowed on them, or people rewarding them in the way they feel they should be rewarded. That kind of energy is coming in. With the lovebirds, I'm feeling like rushing into the future together is going to kind of, they're going to be worse for the wear. It's going to be a little harder to work through because of not waiting until things were ripened before they stepped into this kind of impulsive decision is coming through for those guys. For career people, they're worse off without you. That came through in the other piles as well, or at least pile one. I remember for sure. They're going to have to work hard to find their balance again, and they lost out. They should have kept you around if they didn't keep you. What else do we have for you guys? Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles, Knight of Cups. For job people, a better offer is coming through if it hasn't already. Just save your money. Keep working there if you have to bide your time and supplement your livelihood until the real deal gets offered to you is coming through. But you might want to think about moving on is definitely coming through. You moving on would be karma to them as well, because I see that regret of them losing you and you moving on. Okay. What else? For the romance department, I feel that third party situation of you being like kind of thrown over for somebody else, like maybe they cheated first before they went off or whatever, but they're going to be guarded now because they did that to you, that somebody's going to do that to them with this new person, and that's going to cause them to lose rest towards what they're, looking for. That's the kind of karma that I'm seeing for them. They're going to have to be saving their money in certain situations because of something. So maybe some type of financial trouble will catch up to them, or something will fall through for them. Is also coming through for the romance department. For the siblings, I feel like they're basically saying that even if they have all the offers and all the good stuff, that they still feel like they're going to lose it at any moment if they don't play their cards right, or they're like an overachiever that never really basks in what they've achieved. They just have to look towards the next thing they have to achieve kind of energy is coming through. I don't know, some deception, holding on to things too tightly and kind of cutting yourself. Something about your intuition is coming true. So if there's something that you were trying to confirm here by watching this, you can take usually this card as a confirmation that that is coming through and something that you were hoping was going to happen to them, or intuitively you feel will happen to them. There's a good chance that that is true with this card. And the Hierophant. Give me a clarification on Hierophant, please. Some kind of manipulation with their new life that they've started for themselves, or their new situation that they find themselves in after they did what they did to you. Across the board, okay? I'm sorry for having to do the 3 things over and over again. Let's just condense it into that. They can't really move forward into this new energy very well. You're kind of headed more to a positive beginning, more so, and they're kind of created headaches for themselves as part of the deal. And like lastly, your guides are saying that, you know, this is a good move on your part, that you're onto something better, that this is what you have to look forward to as you leave all of that behind you. So more advice from your guides coming through with that card. And with that, I shall leave you. If this is helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading with me, there are ways to do so in the description box, my friends. Thank you for being here. Hang in there. We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye-bye-bye. All right, group 4. So if you picked the raw citrine stone, let's get into... So the way these have been working out is you get these cards or your situations and confirms if you're in the right pile or not. And then these are general advice from your guides on your situation, because a lot of times when you want karma for something or poetic justice for something, you tend to have been wronged. So that's been coming through a lot. So just warning you ahead, it might take a while to get to what the karma is for your person, which is what we're using these for, apparently. So let's start off with the Are You in the Right Pile? 9 of Pentacles, 3 of Wands, the Hanged Man, 6 of Swords, Knight of Swords, 7 of Swords, it's a lot of stuff coming through. Aye. 8 of Cups and 6 of Wands. Okay, so here's what I'm seeing so far. I'll set these aside for now. I feel that some of you were in a committed relationship and the person you were with didn't want to move forward, and they want to be single, and they want to travel, and they want their freedom, and blah, blah, blah. And it's like they cut and ran. And maybe came back from time to time, or at least kept you in their sights. Maybe gave you hope that they could be faithful to you, but then in some cases they may have cheated or done something that you couldn't let go of because it was that bad of a thing. You could have walked away and they could have walked away. This one has been an advice card, so we're going to get through these situations first and then go to the advice for each one of you if there's more than one. Let me say. If it wasn't romance, I feel like it could be just any type of thing where somebody walked away and left you hanging right at the last minute, but you still have to see them, or they're still a part of your life, and you can't let go of your resentment, and you'd like to walk away, or some of you have walked away from like maybe a job or a friendship. That could also be part of this. And the advice is that it's okay to walk away. It's time. You're going to be admired by others in ways that you deserve. There we go. Thank you. All right, let's get you some advice. Those are the situations that I see. We have Orange Dragon, rewards. Yeah, I see good things coming towards you in light of this painful situation. We also have goals. Yeah, you're overcoming goals. This person isn't going to see you down on your luck, that's for sure. These people, whatever your individual situations are, you're not losing face or slowing down. I see. Success. And you'll have success moving forward. So your guys are really hyping you up. Like, they're like, this is for the best. You know, this is, I feel like you know that in some way. Like, if you could just be tossed away like that, then they don't deserve you is coming through. And I love that energy. Banana gather. Yeah, you're gathering your resources. You're starting to take flight towards something new. I'm seeing for y'all. And your guys are saying just remember to relax. You're on the right track. You're in the right place. Everything's going to be fine. Beautiful energy coming through for you here. Let's get a little bit more. Synergy. Yeah, everything is happening for a reason. Your guys want you to think about that and realize it, know it, feel it. Unfoldment, yes. The best is yet to come and it's going to show itself to you. You're going to feel a lot better. And you're going to be like, that's why I went through all that for this wonderful thing to happen. Ebb and flow. Yes, yes. Going with the flow is coming through with this card. Okay, some more. Yep, affirmation for positive change. Just striking out. I like this energy for you. Or synergy, as it were. Yep, prosperity and abundance. And notice how your person, that's what they are after, but like you're actually on your way to that. And they might not be. We'll see. Plant the seeds. Yeah, and just start your new adventure. You're moving right along. Okay. I know it's painful, but I feel like you guys are ready to just kind of strike out and just take, like, showing gratitude for what you have, even though things didn't turn out the way you wanted them to. I like that energy. Okay. Some of you are changing your roles up in some way. That's coming through. Let's see what your karma is or your poetic justice is for that person or those people or whatever your situation was. What's going to be their situation? Okay. Like all things, if somebody betrayed you, they're always going to wonder and be looking over their shoulder to get betrayed. That's a piece that you lose when you do that to somebody else. Because once you know how to do it, you know how somebody could do it to you. And it's very hard to trust, even people that you really care about. So that's definitely coming through. Some of you, somebody's going to try to come slinking back into your life with yellow roses. That might speak to somebody specifically. Ace of Pentacles. I see them trying to better deal everything that is presented to them, even good things in their life. I'm definitely seeing that. This has been a recurrent theme through all the groups. It's like this selfishness of always looking to one better somebody else, and like you can't keep steady help at like a career with that. You can't keep a steady relationship if you're doing that. If they're like constantly, you know, if they start a new relationship and they're constantly just like bad mouthing the other person or the new job, you know, yeah, you get it. The Sun. Yeah, even if they're handed the Sun. It's, you see how this is just looking over and eclipsing all of that. This could be good. But even what's good coming towards them, they're going to kind of thwart, just like they kind of thwarted with you. So if you were like, I feel like, you know, they kind of did me wrong, they didn't deserve me, you would be correct. I see them kind of hopping from thing to thing. Like I said, when people are trying to do that better dealing all the time, this has just been a current theme of the day. It's insane. All these different guides just felt that energy for all these different people and came in today. Not just here, but like on the calls I've been getting today that have finally kind of quieted down for the night. That's why it's dark. Yeah, it's been this recurrent theme of them kind of stringing themselves out, always looking for the next best thing and kind of losing all the good things that might come to them. Yeah, well into their future, always trying to move forward. Your guides are showing with you that this heartache that they caused you, okay, is not something that you could have prevented or seen coming. I think that some of you are kind of blaming yourselves for what happened. And it's this conflict inside of you. Okay. Your guys are showing with these cards that this is kind of what's going to be dealt to them. Hence that energy I was talking about, when people like do something to somebody else, it destroys their peace no matter how good things get. There's always going to be that conflict that could bring heartache, and they could make the wrong choices or not make choices at all and stay stationary when they need to make a choice that leads to heartache, etc. and so forth. It's just the cycle that just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Some of you are going to, I don't know if you'll get to see it, but there's situations that I'm seeing in these groups where like they do know what they've lost with you. And your guys are saying to have faith and just, you're on a new adventure. Again, that energy is coming forward. Yeah, something had to end in order to begin again. You know, all that good changing stuff. And there's some kind of, I don't know, like a friendship energy coming in that's going to help you through this little patch of grieving that you're in. Yeah, something had to fall apart in order to be rebuilt. And it's time for you to move forward into new spaces, into new light, into new adventures, over and over as being the theme. Rebuilding your own tower to your specifications, not to the specifications of the people who wronged you or are going to continuously, you know, try to better deal you or try to, you know, belittle you in some way or betray you. You get what I'm saying. Right? All right, moving on. A little bit more for you guys. Don't fear the future. Trust your intuition. Don't worry about what you can't see. Okay. This card is all about just taking your blinders off. Looking at the situation for what it really is and moving forward. It's not that bad once you look at it. Your burdens are almost to an end. The truth will always come out in certain situations. So you guys are being very reassuring that like the truth's coming out over time, even if that takes some time. If a person's constantly better dealing themselves, eventually people get wise to that and they end up running out of resources or running out of backup people to continue in that cycle with, because word gets around. Just saying. Yeah, it's okay to just kind of let go and just move on to your new adventure. It's coming through over and over and over again. And you will find your balance. Okay, and with that, I'm going to leave you. If this was helpful, tell me how in the comment section. Oof, give me topic ideas there as well. If you'd like to book a private reading, there are ways to do so in the description box. Thank you, my friends. We will see you in the next one. Take care. Bye, 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 bye.